Cole Sprouse called his father's podcast yesterday and talked a lot about his experience as a child star at Disney, revealing why his experience was different from most child actors. He also shared some personal things about his family and his breakup with Lily Reinhardt. When I found out that Cole was calling his father's podcast, I was very excited because I grew up watching The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody, which was one of the biggest shows on the Family Channel during the time of Hannah Montana and Wizards of Waverly Place, the best era of TV to grow up. However, many former Disney and Nickelodeon actors have horror stories about being a child actor and being forced into a world of fame and business at such a young age. Sprouse said that he explored the industry for money and fame, but had a different experience than most child actors. Alex noticed that Cole came alone to the studio, without a team of over 20 people and advertisers telling him what to do and say. They started the conversation talking about the career of Cole and Dylan, who started making diaper commercials when they were less than a year old. Cole explained how working with twins was attractive to producers, since children could only work for 1 or 2 hours a day, and having twins to switch and divide that time saved money. For Cole, there were 2 types of children, those who needed to work and those whose parents wanted them to work. In his case, his mother was fascinated with the industry and his father was excited for them to start acting. You and Dylan booked your first gigs before even turning 1 year old. Additionally, they allowed their mother to be a mother while still focusing on her career, as their parents were very hardworking and had a tough upbringing. Their father felt it was important to keep them grounded and lead them down a good path while they navigated their newfound fame. It seems like he taught them not to take things too seriously, but also knew that this was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity and they should take advantage of all the opportunities while they had them. We often hear from child actors how much they resent their parents for choosing this life for them and ruining their childhood, but Cole feels differently. He said he doesn't resent his parents because they didn't come from much and now he has this life of financial stability. He acknowledges that he had to sacrifice his childhood to achieve this stability and knows there are still some unresolved issues he needs to work through, but he doesn't regret it and would do it all over again. He also felt he had a different experience of being a child actor compared to other kids in the same position, as he and Dylan were boys and not girls. They didn't have as much focus on them and are extremely grateful for that. Cole talked about how Miley Cyrus and Selena Gomez were heavily stereotyped from a very young age simply because they were girls. It's true that Miley went through so much public scrutiny and was shamed for growing up and out of her Disney image. Her entire life was under a microscope from a very young age. There was so much pressure on her to be a good role model for kids and maintain her Disney image all the time. Cole said they went through many similar pitfalls, but are grateful for not being as heavily monitored while going through those things. He also believes that the fact that they looked like they were 8 when they were actually 13 and had those short haircuts probably helped keep them away from a lot of trouble. Alex used to ask Cole about Disney, and he almost felt like she was trying to dig to see if he would come out and say yes. Disney exploited him and he hated it, but Cole didn't do that. He feels like he's questioned a lot about Disney because people want to poke the bear and try to get him to say how terrible Disney was, but he saw Zack and Cody as an opportunity to change lives. He said it provided them with a routine and stability they desperately needed during that time. To be honest, a lot of people ask me how I got through all of this, but in many ways, it's like Willy Wonka's golden ticket, it was a means to an end. Alex began talking about the different child actors she had on the show and how their experience has been different from Cole's. He had an interesting opinion on this, saying that many of these people may be coming from a place of privilege and it's easy to complain about these companies' business approach when you really don't need the money. Cole said he doesn't want to discredit anyone or take away their experience, but he feels that being a nepotistic baby gives you a lot more ease to complain about having a boss when you come from a place of privilege and really don't need that money to survive. He also talked about his mother and how she was financially irresponsible and lost everything at one point. At the end of the day, Cole said she's human and he doesn't blame her. It was only 3 years ago that he finally stopped financially supporting his family once he achieved success with Riverdale. Cole said his father put a lot of his life on hold to support him and his brother, so he had no problem helping him financially. He wants to be able to buy a car or a house for his father, and it seems like he really enjoys being able to do these things for him. He said he and his father are very close and his father is like his best friend, but his mother is no longer in his life and he says it's the biggest disappointment of his life. Regarding his previous relationships, specifically with his Riverdale co-star, Lily Reinhardt, Cole admitted he was cheated on by almost every girlfriend he's ever had, from emotional cheating to actual physical cheating. He takes the blame for not being a good partner in the past and admits he needs to look inside himself to see if he wasn't giving his girlfriends something they needed. Regarding the split with Lily, he said it was very difficult because they were still working together and didn't have the necessary distance to heal. I won't delve too much into it, but I can say it was a mutual decision, and I promised myself that today would be the day to take the first step to end it. Regarding the interview, there were many contradictory reactions. Many Riverdale fans were upset that Cole talked about Lily and said he was the one who left, while others thought he handled the questions very well. The main negative thing I saw in the interview was the fact that he was smoking throughout the conversation. Although he asked Alex if he could smoke, and she said yes, many people still found it very rude and imprudent. In addition, the cigarette is so performative that some people were disgusted just by seeing it. Some thought he was being too presumptuous, while others thought he had a mature view of his time working for Disney. In summary, there were many mixed reactions to the interview, but that is expected. Many people thought Cole was as respectful as possible when talking about Lily, although some of her fans may have seen it differently and found it unnecessary.